Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Build Time. Today we've got our developer experience engineer, Stefan. He's going to be going over image CDN. What is it? Why is it important? And how to get started with Cosmic as your free image CDN. So Stefan, how you doing?
Hey Tony, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Doing great. Yeah, excited to jump into this topic. I think it's really something that's important, especially for our users and customers of Cosmic that really want to make the most out of the Cosmic Image CDN because it's something that it's a big deal. And I think that the article that you put together, I think it addresses kind of the problem with images and how an image CDN really makes it a great solution for optimizing those websites and apps that you want to have fast user experience. So with that, take it away.
Yeah, well, hello everybody. Welcome to, I believe, episode 14. That's right, Tony, episode 14, huh?
Getting up there.
Yeah, there it is. Welcome to episode 14. We're doing a bit of discussion about image CDN, and thankfully I've got this article that we've released on Cosmic the other week, and yeah, but essentially, the headline says it all. Images on the web are heavy, and if you don't handle them properly, they can be a pain in the butt. They make up the largest number of requests on a web page, and on average, images that are not optimized by an image CDN yield a file size of 40-80% larger. So right off the bat, I mean, we don't even have to go too far into all the details and the data, but we know that essentially you want an image CDN. You want an image CDN for your web application. You want to optimize your images. They're heavy, and they're very pivotal on a website. So I guess without further ado, what is a content delivery network? Well, a content delivery network is a network of servers that could live on like an edge or something, where the closest server will deliver that content to the user. So in the case of a user on the west coast of the United States, like in California, there's hopefully going to be a server somewhere. Oh, and I know this is like Pangea or something right here. That's not a real map. But let's say, we got California over here.
Pretty sure that's server. North America.
Is it? Is it actually?
I think it's North America. It's
something like that. It looks like a shadow puppet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, essentially that user on the West Coast will hopefully be getting that content delivered by a server somewhere around the West Coast, or the closest one, hopefully it's in the East Coast or whatnot. If not, they're accessing a website in China or Russia or wherever, super far away, and, as we know, the internet travels through a wire. It'll take that much longer to get that request and get the data they want to get back. So a distributed network of servers helps deliver content faster. Speed is revenue. In this case, we're talking about images. Now, an image CDN is essentially a superset of features on top of a CDN. So usually it'll come in the form of a service that provides these features, these software features. They're things like source set for images to detect like screen sizes, and that way you're not delivering images that are too large for like a mobile phone or a tablet. And they do things like optimizations, compression, formatting, delivering files in kind of these next gen web formats like AVIF and WebP. But so let's just dive into it a little bit. And our media management dashboard in Cosmic is a great visual representation of using an image CDN. Now, we use Imagix under the hood, so like I said, with those software features, you get access to anything on the Imagix API, the rendering API. You can use any of those features, things like I said, compression, but more features like blur. You can make placeholder images straight from the image CDN. You can do things like add text to the images, set defined widths for metadata, and so on. So it's pretty cool. But all we got to do, drop an image in, hit upload, We're in the media management dashboard in Cosmic for those of you who are tuning in audio. And there we go. I think we've got an image of mountains. In Cosmic, we can see the file type. It's a JPEG. The size of it is 3 megabytes, which is quite large, and that is why we use an image CDN, because we want to automatically add some compression to that. Let's add another. Cool. So now we've got 2 images in here, and essentially, let's see, yeah, we got our normal CDN and then our Imagix CDN. So the prefix on this CDN, imagix.cosmicjs.com, and from there we can go in and see the long URL for our image.jpg, and yeah, we can start adding in these nice optimizations.
Before we do that,
yeah,
I kind of want to just sort of organize this into a few things, right? So there's 3 things happening here, right? You're uploading to Cosmic, and that's actually going into an S3 bucket, right? Now, an S3 bucket is regional. It's not a CDN. That's important because let's say all of the users decided to just, use that S3 bucket and it's in US West 2. If you're in Oregon or the Bay Area in San Francisco, like that could be fast enough for you. But if you're in Singapore or Tokyo, that's going to be pretty slow, right? So what the next step here is, so that's step number 1, is just uploading it somewhere, and that's what Cosmic uses under the hood, is AWS S3. Secondly, on top of that, we need a caching layer, right? A CDN, a content delivery network, so that our friends in Tokyo and Singapore will actually be able to access that image at the edge, meaning at the node that's closest to them. And so that is using CloudFront. So when you're looking at cdn.cosmicjs.com, that's CloudFront. So let's say you're serving not images, maybe you're serving like PDFs or Word documents or whatever it is that you need to be at the edge. You want to be able to deliver that content quickly, but it's not an image. That's where you would probably want to use just the straight up CDN. Now, if you're using images, thirdly, you want to be able to process those images and make them actually even more performant, right? Instead of your 3 megabyte image traveling down the pipe to Tokyo to a mobile device, maybe instead you want to optimize that for mobile delivery. So it should, instead of 3 megabytes, be cut down to maybe less than a meg, or compress it somehow with some sort of auto formatting. So instead of a JPEG, it sends a WebP. So these are the things that you can do with Imagix. So I wanted to make sure that that's clear as far as what's going on here is like upload, CDN, and then image processing for even further optimization. So that's kind of the full 360-degree view of kind of what's going on here. When you upload to Cosmic is what you have.
Yeah, that's a great point there. It's really the pipeline and the flow of it is important to understand. It's not necessarily super complicated, but the journey that image takes, and that's where the value really lies in the image CDN as a service. But yeah, so sweet. So in the Cosmic dashboard, we've got those images in there, and the nice thing about this is that we can go in and use them directly in a post. Well, I guess we'll just use this to change it. So first, let's see. Before we change it, let's just see what we've got. So we're opening up a blog template here that we've made in Cosmic, and there is our new blog post. simply enough, we can remove this hero image, access our media library, grab one of these images, make it the thumbnail because why not? And now we can do cool things like edit and optimize the images, automatically adding compression, formatting, save it. And all we do is publish the post in Cosmic, and we hit a refresh. And that is not our image. Hold on. Or is it? It is our image. There it is.
That is the image.
It is the one.
It does look a little different though, doesn't it? I think when you do the auto compression or optimize, it maybe changes the color a little bit on that.
Yeah, just a bit. But
beautiful image though.
Yeah, what kind of says? That's Unsplash for you. Tobias Keller. Shout out to Tobias Keller from Unsplash. But yeah,
shout out.
Yeah, Unsplash is great. Unsplash is just great. Yeah, the goal.
So I think it's funny you actually touched on those 3 points that I mentioned in my rant. It was basically upload, serve, optimize, and that's what you just did now. Is kind of following those steps.
And I think it's nice to understand some of these things, and it's like the data points are real and they're researched heavily by Google, and it's really, we do these very autonomously in developing the web and creating websites. Early on you'll discover like images are a big pain point, and you learn like what a source set is and how to just deliver them optimally, because bad images, not lazy loaded, are just going to tank the user experience. And that's what really we're going for here, is increasing the user experience, and an image CDN will ultimately just help you along the way. It'll hold your hand, it'll guide you, give you the features that you'd want to deliver beautiful images on the web. So I think humans are naturally just very visual people, and images make up for a lot of websites, a lot of space and real estate on websites. So the
web definitely is more visual now, right? And so the demands of the web needing to have vibrant, eye-catching imagery, as well as the proliferation of various devices like tablets and mobile phones serving these high-res images. That's kind of been the move here, is basically working backwards from the user experience. You want that user in Tokyo on their mobile device to be able to receive the best quality image at the fastest speed. So that's really the goal here, is optimizing that user experience. And you don't really get there immediately. Like if funny story, one of my first blog posts that I wrote about Node.js was how to upload an image using Node.js. Wasn't really trying to go after SEO results or anything, but sure enough, at a given point in time, if you searched how to upload an image using Node.js, like mine was the first result. So it was on my blog. And it was a pretty crude way of just, uploading using a form to your server. And there you go. There's your image. But that doesn't get you all the way there, right? So with that, I think, we've got kind of a couple of options here. It's like build versus buy, and you have like this ability to upload an image to your server, which is great. I think it's important for you to know how to do that as a developer. It's important to understand the complexity of that, because it's pretty hard. My article wasn't groundbreaking. It was just super simple. It's like, here's how you do this, really complicated thing, but simply. And that's kind of, I think a big part of building for the web is like, how do you, provide images and upload it to a server. And so now I think we're looking at fast forward probably 15 years from when I wrote that article. Now we have the image CDN, and I think what our users are finding is that what we've done with uploading media via our API has really kind of made it an end-to-end process, where instead of just uploading to a server and then you have to do all the manipulations and everything on your end, and you have to do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to maybe attaching your own CDN or providing your own optimizations and all that stuff, it's really kind of turnkey, right? So with Cosmic, it kind of goes back to when I was that early engineer, like, how the fuck do I upload an image using Node.js? And I couldn't find a good resource to do that. And so I wrote a resource of how to do that. But it didn't get, me all the way there. I guess that's the point, is that, you get to that certain point of like, okay, I can upload an image. Now what? Well, now you need, a CDN to deliver it globally. Now you need optimizations and all that stuff. And so I guess my point is that Cosmic and the media library and uploading images and documents simply using our API tools, it sort of satisfies that need that early Tony had on his development career of, how do I do this thing and how do I optimize it? And so when you do upload using Cosmic, and maybe you want to show that stuff, and do you happen to have the documentation pulled up where we can just show the users like how to go into the documentation and find, like, I think there's like React Drop Zone is a really good plug and play one for uploading media to Cosmic. But really you can just use the simple npm module, add media, or insert one rather, to upload media into your bucket. And then you have like everything there for you, as far as like your, storage, your deliverability globally, and your optimizations, right? So if you go to add media in that list,
this is legacy, Tony. This is the I had to see if you're still up there, but this is the inspiration behind this entire feature, huh?
Yeah. This is kind of a throwback to like early development, where there's, I think that's kind of how a lot of SaaS tools develop, is like you find that problem of how do you do all these steps. How can there be an easier turnkey solution? So that's kind of why this exists, is the fact that there's all of these demands now for global deliverability, optimization, storage, and it's not necessarily a widely advertised feature of Cosmic. We do have a dedicated landing page now to sort of describe why this is important and how you can use Cosmic to get up and running with this. And I think what you demonstrated in that video, which is a great resource for just showing you, you just upload your media and you're good to go. But on the kind of code end of things, you can also put this into your application with like a user-generated content type of application, where I think we've got a resource for that. Our NFT Marketplace is a good resource to see how you can just, put this npm method into this React application, and immediately you're uploading to the Cosmic CDN. So this is also a cool one to check out.
Absolutely. Create item. Wow.
Paywall.
Yep. Paywall. No.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Create account. Free account, guys. Free account. But seriously, free account too. Like you get a. It's often overlooked, but when you really think about it, we often are using a separate bucket sometimes to manage media, and you can use it as a sort of like Dropbox for your images. And so I find myself often having this bucket for my images and just grabbing remote images when I'm, I guess, posting on different blog outlets like, I don't know, like Hashnote or Dev. and then you can really just use the same thing, the same URL, and you can even optimize it simply by copy and pasting the optimized link with some Imagix queries. But on the topic of like from a developer standpoint, since it's Imagix, if you're a React developer, you got React Imagix, provides you with a nice component where you can do a lot of really nice, really next level things with your Imagix hosted images in your React projects, Next.js projects as well. So that's definitely something worth checking out, React developers. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll have links to these in the show notes. So the documentation for adding media, that great article that you wrote, the image CDN article, this React Imagix component is great. Can you just scroll down really quick to the add media section? Because I think we're missing something here. I just wanted to make sure that we show this off, because this is really cool. So we've got add media. I don't think we have the exact example that I was mentioning, unless we need to scroll down more.
You're talking about insert one, huh? There it is.
Yeah, so insert one is a simple way to upload your media, but this is still not the one that I want. There's examples. Scroll down one more. Did you see it on the left side? Examples under add media. Okay. Yeah, this is the one. So we've got these really simple code examples. This one's Next.js. I think we've got one that's also even simpler, which is just a React simple drag and drop.
Oh, the drop zone.
React drop zone. This is the one I was referring to. Yeah, so this is a great one just to kind of see how you can implement this on your React app. And it does a simple insert one.
Yeah, that's a good example, right? Yeah, put in the slug read key, write key, just drop it in. Yeah, that's what actually the NFT is using this React drop zone, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's sort of a common experience now for like drag and drop. So that's something to consider whenever you're building out an application. Not only should the back end, CDN, all the processing and everything kind of happen automatically, right? And that comes with Cosmic. But, on the development end of things, thinking about the user experience of like, how do you get your image or your file into Cosmic? I think this is a good example of a really streamlined and intuitive way to do that versus like the old select file off of which you can still do. You can click that to select a file, but it's really kind of a nice feature to be able to just drag it into a drop zone, right?
Yep, that's for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Those are great resources. Yep. Okay.
Well, does that cover everything?
Well.
All right. Well, that was a
just about. I
quick
mean,
one.
Yeah.
So we've got Imagix. We've got kind of the CDN image CDN article. We'll put in the notes. Anything else that we need to include? I think probably those the doc examples probably be good too.
Absolutely, the doc examples for sure. We got great documentation, good examples here. So literally, you just hook up your bucket and you can use these right here on the sandbox. Stack bullets. Yeah.
So to wrap it up, Stefan.
Yeah.
Why do we want to use an image CDN? What's the point?
We want to optimize our images. We want users to not have to sit there and wait a long time for their images. Speed is revenue, ladies and gentlemen. But
Mic drop.
We want a good user experience. From a business standpoint, I suppose.
It's all about
user experience.
All about user experience, baby. Images load faster on an image CDN. Cosmic makes that easy for you to store, manage those. You get that Imagix out of the box.
Yep.
Good to go.
Superpowers.
All right.
Yep.
Does that wrap it up for us? I think we're good.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Stefan. Bye.
All right, take it easy.